Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Friday morning trading room. Hang on here one second. We'll get the screen share happening. Yesterday, kind of a funny day overall. The market rallying higher only to retrace its earlier rally. So here was the morning. We saw the market rally up. And then around the 7:30 mark, that's 10:30 in the East, when very often the market may reverse on an earlier trend, we saw just that. We saw a rather brisk reversal lower, recovering to where the market began the day. And after that, we just kind of fell flat. There was some activity, of course, but the market really didn't go higher or lower. The overnight also a little bit quiet, although it looks as though we have a little bit of an uptrend. That's leaving us with a bit of a gap here to the downside and a bit of a strong open to start right out of the opening buzzer, or even a few minutes before the opening buzzer. We saw the market make a quick, brisk little rally here. All right, so wow, very active. Well, it is a Friday. Fridays are funny. Fridays, either the market comes out like gangbusters or it falls flat. Never seems to be in between for a Friday. Mondays are the same. The Monday, the market either comes out like a terror or it doesn't do anything. We're only a couple of 3-4 minutes into the day though, so I'm going to try to avoid doing something silly here to start. So after that initial rally, things getting a little bit softer in that we have a little bit of a double top going on now. Geiger counter, the needle is turned full on red. If we produce a sell signal here, that'll actually be another number 2. There it is. And we're going to have a 2-3-2 type setup. This is, if you're going to try a counter trend, tends to be your better opportunity. Okay. Yeah, let's not maybe start the day with a counter trend. And now the Geiger counter going full on green, so we're at a definite point of conflict. I know POC stands for point of control, but today it's a point of conflict. There is no POC here, by the way, or at least none that I'm aware of. For those of you watching market profiling and think, oh, is Eric watching market profile? No. The initials just kind of struck me. All right, let's put that away for now. Oh, here they come again. See, look at this. Just going back here to the Geiger counter before the tape leaves. Look at all that buying that was going through the market. Where's the follow through from that? Now all of a sudden the sellers are coming back. Makes me wonder whether the sellers absorbed all that buying, because normally if you see a buy spike go through like that little island of buying, normally we see some additional follow through. Maybe I will try a counter trend trade. Well, counter trend to the short trend this morning. Sometimes when you look at the bigger picture, and there it is right there, okay, I'm going to pop in with a sell order. Sometimes when you look at the bigger picture, it's actually not counter trend, it's actually with trend. And I'm just going to do a single, and there we go. A quick little move to the short side. Target is the hard edge. And the reason that I considered this a viable trade was, well, we saw the buying go through and no follow through on the buying, or very little follow through on the buying. We had the first sell signal back here. So technically it's like a number two, but then we followed up with a hard edge bounce, actually a couple buy signals. I know this one didn't hit the hard edge, but this definitely was a hard edge bounce. And then we came back with another sell signal. So we've got the double failure, that 2-3-2 type setup. And a quick little move here to the short side. So now we've got this spike of selling going on, and where's the follow through on the short side? Are they just going to churn the market about? Well, one trade for the good guys anyways. The hawk is getting very neutral now. And small wonder, the trade forecaster telling us that trend mode coming to an end in about 15 minutes, and we're going to move full on into scalp mode. So what that means is we can probably anticipate more frequent swings. Maybe the pullbacks will be a little bit more substantial. And maybe we should consider taking profit on target. It's not to say we can't see a runner. We're also going to get more frequent signals, which you can see we're kind of getting already, getting this candy striping going on. A pair of number 3 signals here. If you were quick enough to pick up on the first one, I think we hit our profit target. Oh, we're so close. Just a couple of ticks. But at least there's enough in there that you could manage your trade to a break-even type proposition. And it looks like now maybe we're getting a little bit some more buying going on. So I'd be fairly confident that there would be some follow through on that, perhaps a challenge of the high. If not, we're going to see yet another selling attempt. But once again, I don't want to get too crazy on the short side, because that's technically, I suppose, is still counter trend. Here, if we take a broader view of things, go back here to the daily. So yesterday tried to get above 7,500. Not very successful. So we may see maybe a slightly more bearish day today, and then perhaps Monday the market will either rally up or continue lower. How's that for a prediction? Yeah, just put me on MSNBC with the rest of them. All right, so we just saw a breakout. We saw a rejection of the breakout. We saw this buy spike go through here. I may try the next sell signal. So I'm just going to get ready here on my sell button. It's essentially going to be another number 2 signal. It's going to be another attempt to short the market after a retest of the high, right? So it may not print as a number 2 because the parameters are fairly drawn out from the test of the extreme, but that's what we're seeing, right? We're seeing the market try to rally up unsuccessfully so far. There it is. So I'm just going to punch in with a short signal. Stops, of course, have to go above the high. And we'll see here whether we get any follow through on this. Now, this does have the potential, because this is the second attempt, that the sellers may actually put some trend behind this. So if you wanted to try to ride it out, you could perhaps see if the market's going to fill that overnight gap, in which case we would have to extend our trade parameters a little bit. No, the buyer's not letting go just yet. Again, it's counter trend, right? You're taking your chances. Hoping for an emerging trend. Back into the hard edge. Now, again, the hard edge, we anticipate some sort of reaction. And there it is. Hopefully, we're going to get a little bit of a bear push now. We'll see the highs hold, I hope. And I may even consider bringing my stops in a little bit here if we get another swing. Okay, here come the sellers. I'm going to try to test the lows. I'm doing my best to be patient with this trade, but okay, this is going to be very important here for the sellers. Doggone it, they just can't seem to get it together. No, doggone it. They're gonna try to rally. Best stop is here above the high of the day. If they take out the high of the day, well, then I'm definitely on the wrong side of this trade. The market sometimes needs a little bit of room to turn around, so I'm trying really hard not to do something silly. Come on. No, not getting any follow through here. They're probably going to tag me out. You see the Geiger counter is turned full on bullish unless we get some very active selling going on. Frank says the Eagle's looking a little bullish. We got a red bar buy, and so we do. So it looks like the Eagle a little bit, like you said, a little bit more bullish. We are in scalp mode, but only for another moment. Now we've moved back into trend mode, but only for a short time. So here too, the trade forecasts are showing us that the market a little bit indecisive as we keep flipping from one trade environment to the next. The hawk is just a full-on chop fest. Whenever you get a lot of yellow bars printing at more or less the same price level, all these yellow bar clusters, that just tells you the market's stuck. Give me a push, I'm stuck. All right, so after all that, we are attempting to move lower. There may be a little bit of follow through here as the market tries to take out some of these lows. I'm going to extend my break even somewhat. The only thing I know for certain about this trade is that if the market trades above the high of the day, I'm on the wrong side of the trade equation. If we get below, however, about that. They're doing some construction down the street, so we're getting a little bit of extra traffic around these parts, and every once in a while you hear a big truck go by, big dump truck. Come on, let's get a little bit of selling anyway. All right, here we go. Let's see whether they can make a push now below these recent lows. There could be some follow through if they do manage to break out there. Or not. Here come the buyers yet again. So we've got ourselves a really tight little trading range. You could do an OCO order here. You could buy a break above. You could short a break below. That would actually probably be a pretty decent trade, as there should be some follow through when and if when the market eventually breaks. It's not if, but yeah, I'm not holding out a whole lot of hope here for my trade now. The market is, there you go. It's just too indecisive. Well, look at that. That was quite the little move up. That should attract the attention of more than a few sellers, I think. Well, not much follow through from the buy side either. We saw that impressive little breakout or attempt at a breakout. Well, we don't quite have a hard edge bounce, but here's again one of those what we would refer to as a discretionary signal. And it looks like that red bar buy in the Eagle, actually, the one that Frank pointed out, had really good follow through. That said, then the market starts to turn around a little bit. All right, so, well, I don't know. We're looking at a little bit of a retest now of this breakout zone, right? We had the breakout. Market's coming down now to retest it. Is it going to stay out, or is it going to get back inside that trading range? I'll admit I'm a little bit gun shy about trying another short. All right. Oh. Do I dare? Well, we got a little bit, again, we got a little bit of an OCO thing going on. So what I'll do is I will set my OCO. I will buy above that swing. I will short below this support area. So if the market does in fact bounce off of this breakout that we saw, I'll take a look at buying. Otherwise, we might attempt to short it. And it's tough because this whole 74.60, 74.65 zone was such a problem. Okay, I'll set now my stop, and I'll go to the swing strategy because I want my stop a little bit further back. So we'll enable that. And ideally my stop should go above here. So like I said, 74.60, 74.65, that was a real problem spot. Oops. So let's see if we can get some follow through this time. Okay, you can see there's a little bit of a flinch there. I'm going to manually take the trade to break even now. And if we can continue below here, that problem spot that we were looking at where the buyers kicked in before off of this primary resistance zone. Come on, just give me this one swing and we could be off. No, darn it. Okay, well, we'll see whether there's the market tries to recover the earlier trend from this, or if in fact it's going to start a new trend. If they're going to continue lower, we're going to get an early number one signal. Here on the Falcon, we're in the middle of a possible late filter entry to short. The Hawk already full on bearish, and the Eagle back into that hard edge. Well, I really was hoping for some more follow through here, but right now, oh, I'm sorry, Mark's comment. I'm way late on Mark's comment. He took a late filter entry signal, stayed with the trend. It says now we'll see if things turn the other way. I expect the market may still try and fill that gap at some point. Total test of my nerves on that last trade, though. Yeah, that's how the market will be sometimes. I'd be inclined to think that we may see a retest here. We're kind of backing ourselves into a little bit of a corner again. A little bit of support here. I don't know if I would consider this move here a retest of this trading zone because we've kind of moved back inside the trading zone. Normally you want to see the buyers pick it up early, like somewhere around 74.60 would have been acceptable. But the fact that we've gone so deep makes me wonder whether or not they're actually going to continue higher. Oh, Frank's going out on a limb here. He says, I think it's going higher. It's past the R1 in the pivots. Yeah, it might. Again, this 74.60, until we get away from there, we're going to have a little bit of a problem, I think. All right, well, let's see. We've got ourselves a number one signal. Actually, this opens the opportunity for another OCO type order if you wanted. You could buy the second push above there. You could short that swing down here. We're kind of getting the market in a little bit of a tight spot. Things definitely slowing. That's a danger too, when when the market starts to get slow like this. The temptation just to do something because you're bored may not be the best idea. Well, they're trying. We got a number one signal and the number three signal, but I don't know. I have a feeling that most of the momentum has left. All right, well, let's see if they got what it takes now to rally the market. I'll throw another stop in here below the swing low. Okay, come on, get up there. Okay, I'll bring my, oh, do I have to bring my break even up? There we go. We'll bring the break even. And as we get closer to these highs, there's a chance there could be a little bit of bullish pushback. And maybe we'll go with something a little bit more aggressive here, like the bar high low. We'll enable that. Another break even. All right, well, let's put that away. Lots of flip-flopping here this morning. If this high holds at around the 74, 75 zone, there is probably a pretty good chance that the market will try to retest the low of the morning. Well, sorry, maybe not the low of the morning, but certainly these lows back here around the 74.55 mark. Oh, had a sneeze sneak up on me. Hopefully I got to my mute button fast enough. All right, another follow-up signal here. This is one of these discretionary signals. So once again, you could look at doing a second push. You could look at doing an OCO. You know, if you wanted to do an OCO above the high of the morning, looking for a breakout there. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do that. We'll just cancel that. Just referencing the daily chart here, where we're at right now. You can see we're kind of got a little bit of a wedge type formation going on. That probably accounts for much of the sideways trading as well. May have to wait for a little while here before we get something decent going on. But like I said, if these highs hold, we're going to have ourselves a pretty big sideways trading range. And actually, if they don't hold, there should be some follow through. So maybe I will do that OCO. We'll look to buy a break higher there. I'll throw my short in down here. I can always adjust it. So just taking advantage of one of these follow-up signals, these discretionary signals. Oh, okay, well, the OCO kind of popped me out there, so we'll just put that back. Okay, so we're watching a breakout or attempted breakout. And actually, we'll see. Now that the market has kind of recommitted to the uptrend, I think I'm going to try to run this one out a little bit. Just maybe. After it might have hit my profit target, we'll see whether or not we can get anything following up from here. Okay, come on, let's go. I'll throw in a profit order here before 7,500 on the off chance that the market actually challenges 7,500. Well, they're thinking about it, inching higher. Okay, well, the Geiger counter is at least green. That's a good sign. Of course, the closer we get to 7,500, the more difficult it's going to be for this market to continue. Well, a little bit too much of a pullback, but at least we got something out of that one. Okay, we'll throw that on the shelf for now. A little bit of a seesaw here this morning. But the trend is still up. And now they're kind of settling back into their slow pullback mode. Looks like most of the markets rallied across the board with that little push. And like I said, that's going to kind of put us in the striking zone of 7,500, which I think is what the market has been after this last little while. Yeah, Frank says, I can hear the cheerleaders for 7,500. Yeah, I agree. Dan asks, what is the tool that allows the prices to print on the bars? Okay, I think what you're referring to is the Logi counter. This should be part of your DTS package. It's useful for range style bars because it will show you where the upper and lower limit of the bar is. So you see when the bar printed, this is now the 8 tick range for this particular bar. So let's say I was looking to short the next bar for whatever reason. I know the next bar, the low of it, will be 74.80 3/4. So if I wanted to short that, I could short 74.80 1/2. Right? So that's what is the Logi counter. I don't know. I find it kind of useful, especially when setting up my trade so that I know what the limit of the current bar will be. Yeah, Frank says he's looking for maybe a bounce off 74.77. Yeah, we're kind of in that zone right now. The buyer's still pushing along. It's maybe unfortunate that they dipped a little bit far, dipped a little bit deep and tagged me out. The Geiger counter full on bullish right now, so I think we're going to see a little bit more bullish follow through from there. Dan asks, how do you turn on the logic counter? Well, you go to your indicator window, so you right click on indicators, and then you scroll down here to all your bars that say IW, and you find the one that says IW logic counter. Where is it? There it is. Double click on that, and there's really not much to change other than the colors. And it will show up in your assortment there. Apply it, and you will have your logic counter turned on. Dan's asking, is it an add-on? Yes, it is a system add-on. So if you want to find out about any of those kinds of things, you can just go to the Indicator Warehouse website, and you can search whatever you're looking for. Logi counter. And there you'll have information about your logic counter right there. Wow. All right, here we go. The big push, 7,500. Darn, I got tagged early on that little reverse. Let's see, would the ATR have done a little better holding me in? Oh, doggone it. It would have too. My bar high low strategy was just a little bit too aggressive. All right, they're backing off a little bit. Doggone it. Where my profit target was, I would have nailed that trade perfectly. Oh well. Welcome to the wonderful world of trading. Okay, I'm not sure we're going to see any more moves here this morning. The day actually a pretty strong run up so far. If anything, I think we may see the market settle into a little bit of a sideways mode. It could be a poke up at 7,500, but you know there's going to be some pushback from there. All right, gang, I think we're going to close up shop here. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you again on Monday. We'll see you then. Bye for now.